Hello friends, and welcome to this food for thought. I just thought I should take some time to share with you a certain verse from the Bible, which I'm thinking many of us are not seeing what this verse is actually saying. So for the past 2 weeks, in a special way, God has zoomed in on this verse to teach me and to teach others the meaning of this verse. And so I just want to share it with you right now quickly in a very, very short time. So if you could take your Bibles to Revelation chapter 18 and verse 23. I'm going to read it just now. Revelation chapter 18 and verse 23. The Bible says, "The light of the candle shall shine no more at all in thee. The voice of the bridegroom and the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth." And then it says, "For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived." So the Bible is talking about Babylon. This is Babylon. And the Bible is saying that Babylon is going to deceive every nation, every country, Malawi inclusive, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, whatever country you can think of, every nation is going to be deceived. And the Bible reveals to us that the instrumentality that Babylon is going to use to deceive these nations is sorcery. Sorceries are the thing that Babylon is going to use to deceive every nation. That's what the Bible is telling us. And this is why Mrs. White encourages us not to read on the surface, because when you think of just on the surface like that, you might think sorcery is magic. That the Bible is talking about magic, Harry Potter stuff type of magic. That's the first thought that might come to you, that because of magic and waving of wands and whatever, calling of spells, etc., that nations are going to be deceived. But now we need to dig deep, because we're encouraged to dig deep. Jesus Christ said, "Launch out into the deep for a draught." What are sorceries? What are these sorceries that Babylon? What are they that Babylon is going to use to deceive all nations? Just stay right there. It's very exciting, and as we look into the meaning of what sorceries is, please pray in your heart, pray in your mind that God should open your eyes to understand the truth, and that you can be able to apply the truth to your daily life. What are sorceries? So here's what I've learned about sorceries. I've heard it before, but this time it has just come with a new force, because I believe it is present truth for now. This verse is present truth for now. So I went to the internet to gather some things to show you, just to share with you what the word sorceries mean. We are on Revelation. Remember, we're in Revelation chapter 18 and verse 23. So what does the word sorceries mean? So here is, let me just find it quickly. The word sorceries, notice, is from Strong's Greek concordance. The word sorcery is from the word Pharmakia. Now, it is a noun. Now, notice what Pharmakia is. Pharmakia is magic, sorcery, enchantment. But look at from where this word is coming from. It's coming from the word pharmakeus, which means medication. Pharmakeus, which means medication. Just stay right there. Stay right there. Now, I went to another part. I still trying to look for the word pharmakia. What does the word pharmakia mean? Because the word sorcery in Revelation 18:23 is from pharmakia. So we're trying to find out the meaning of pharmakia. So here's Strong's definition of pharmakia, pronounced as F-A-R, pharmakia. That's the pronunciation, pharmakia. It is, notice it says from G5332, that is from medication, pharmacy. So this word, pharmakia, could be better translated as pharmacy or medication. Then it says by extension magic, literally or figuratively sorcery, witchcraft. So the King James Version translators, or King James, the word they use is sorcery, but the word where it is coming from, if you have seen, or if you're following me right now, you see that this word is coming from, according to Strong's Greek, this is coming from Pharmakia, which means medication or pharmacy. Notice the usage of this word. Notice as I read right now, it says the Pharmakia is the use or administering of drugs. Remember, in the beginning, when we saw the very first definition that we gave, it was another word for Pharmakia could be medication. So it says here that Pharmakia is the use and administering of drugs, poisoning, sorcery, or magical arts. So the word pharmakia actually means medication or administering of drugs. But notice the other words around this are poisoning, etc., etc. So this administration of drugs is not a very good type of drug or a good type of medication. This is a poisonous type of medication, a poisonous drug. And Revelation 18:23 tells us that pharmakia, that the devil is going to use pharmakia to deceive every nation. That is African nations, Australian nations, Asia, Europe, South and North, whatever continent you can mention, the devil is going to use medication or drugs, poisonous medications, poisonous drugs to deceive every nation. This is according to the Bible. It's very interesting when you read the Bible, when you dig deep, you find things that you would have not otherwise found on the surface. So sorcery is from the word pharmakia, which means pharmacy, which means drugs, which means the use of drugs, the administering of medication, but particularly a poisonous type of medication, which indeed is like putting a spell or casting a spell upon you. Is like casting an enchantment upon you. So the Bible calls this sorcery. It calls it magic. Look at other versions, how they wrote this verse. I like the website Bible Hub, because Bible Hub, what it does, it gives you other versions. It gives you a list of so many versions of this very same verse, and that helps you to understand. Notice how other versions wrote this very same verse. New International Version. I love how the New International Version put it. Look, it says, the light of the lamp will never shine in you again. The voice of the bridegroom will never be heard in you again. Your merchants were the world's important people. That's very, very key. Very, very important to see that this verse is also associated with merchants, the great men of the earth. But I'll leave it at that for now. But look, notice what it says next. It says, by your magic spell, all the nations were led astray. So Babylon is going to give a magic spell to every nation, and that magic spell is going to lead every nation astray. But remember, we know that this magic spell is a drug, a medication, because we know this is coming from the word pharmakia, which is a medication or a drug. So this magic spell that is going to be cast upon all nations is a drug. It's a medication. It's fascinating stuff. Fascinating stuff. Let me go to another translation, Amplified Bible. Notice what the Amplified Bible says. And never again will the light of the lamp shine in you, and never again will the voice of the bridegroom and bride be heard in you, for your merchants were the great and prominent men of the earth. Look at that translation. The merchants were the prominent men of the earth. Why am I usually pausing at this point? It's because I want you to notice that this medication has been put together with prominent men of the earth. merchants, rich people, the prominent men, has this verse has coupled these things together, has put them into one verse. The prominent men of the earth and Pharmakia. Wait. So it says, for your merchants were great and prominent men of the earth. Notice, because all nations were deceived and misled by your sorcery. Now it puts in brackets, your magic spells and poisonous charm. So this sorcery is a magic spell or a poisonous charm. And we know Strong's Greek has said that is it could be a medication. It's coming from Pharmakia. It can be a medication or a drug. It can be called sorcery, a magic spell or a poisonous charm. Wait right there. Notice contemporary English version. I just love looking at different versions and how they put the very same thing. Look at this version. It says, lamps will no longer shine anywhere in Babylon, and couples will never again say wedding vows there. Notice, her merchants ruled the earth. Now notice, and by her witchcraft she fooled all nations. It's deception. It's fooling. Duped is the word. Nations will be duped. People will be duped by this Pharmakia, by sorcery. People are going to be duped. People are going to be deceived by this drug and medication. I'm just reading the Bible. I'm not saying anything. I'm just reading the Bible. Look at I don't know the pronunciation. Is it Douay Rheims Bible? It says, and the light of the lamp shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. Notice, for all nations have been deceived by thy enchantments. I just wanted you to see the various versions and the various synonymous expressions that have been used to describe sorcery. It has been described as a magic spell, as an enchantment. People are going to be fooled. People are going to be duped by this medication, by this drug. So now we know that when the Bible is telling us, is exposing to us that there's going to come a time upon earth that Babylon is going to deceive every nation, including my nation, Malawi. They are going to be deceived by the administration of a poisonous charm or a poisonous drug or a medication. I've just read to you what the Bible has exposed to us. So, my brothers and sisters, as I conclude this video, I didn't want it to be a very long video. As I conclude this video, I want us to be careful. Jesus warned us, let no man deceive you. But we have found out from this verse that part of that deception is going to be through medications, through drugs, through sorcery, through Pharmakia. So when Jesus said, let no man deceive you, he meant also, do not let any person give you a deceptive medication, a deceptive drug. There are many false prophets who have gone out to the world claiming to be Christ. That's what Jesus says. Do not be misled by them. They're claiming they can heal. Remember, Jesus Christ could heal diseases. So there are many people who are claiming we also can heal diseases. Jesus Christ said, do not let any person deceive you. Do not let anybody deceive you by sorcery, by Pharmakia, by false medication. May the good Lord bless you as He opens your eyes on the meaning of the word sorcery, which is coming from the word Pharmakia. Let no man deceive you. Have a blessed day. May God bless you.